Hi, everybody. This is Stacy from. Um, okay, just. Hi, this is Stacy. Welcome to the Dunbar home. I'm sorry that I can't come to the phone right now, but you can leave your name and a brief message after the sound of. Oh, wait a second! I'm not leaving them outgoing from my cell phone. That's right. I'm making a video. Um, just do a quick recap on what's going on with myself. Whatnot. See, it started out in 1970. I was in my birth mother's womb, and she gave birth to me. And then I spent like my first 7 years in Eastern Washington, and wait, what was I talking about? Well, I just wanted to give a quick recap of hi. Hi, my name is Stacy, and just welcome to the Dunbar home. I'm just keeping the reel running. My name is Stacy, and presently I'm living in Corona, California. I grew up in Washington. When I was 6 years old, Jesus just showed up, and I got born of the Spirit. It was incredible. But anyhow, I grew up, though, from that point on, where I just had a touch. Once in a blue moon, I just was in that mindset, that deception where I just kind of try to exist, go through a lot of suffering until I left my body or Jesus returned or whatever, right? But something incredible happened back in 1994 where I was at a church, and all of a sudden the glory of heaven hit me so hard that I could hardly function out in the world, in society. But I was blown away because everywhere I went, the kabod was there. I just drive down the road and it's like, what the heck is going on around here? That heavy kabod. It was a whole new world opened up to me, the reality that I'm a spirit being, that we're all spirit beings, and we have just as much access to the spirit world as other spiritual creatures, angels, demons, and whatnot. We're just as much a spirit being as them. In fact, we're wired as mediators of heaven to earth. We're wired for it because we're the only beings that are spirit being and physical material beings. But if I'm speaking heresy, I'm sorry. I was taught anyhow that dogs don't have spirits. But, well, anyhow, that's true. I mean, I was taught that. Wow. Well, anyhow, I got saved at 6. I got jacked up in 94, where I came to the realization I have complete access to heaven, to this sweet, heavy peace, love, glory, divine health, prosperity in every which way but loose. I don't know what the loose is, I just know there's a song called that. But anyhow, when I got blasted in 94, I tried to open up doors, or try to get a door to open in the traditional setting of doing church, and nothing would open up. And I was encouraged to go through the traditional route of Bible college, seminary, whatever, but I did that, and still nothing opened up. I jumped through all the hoops, and I jumped through so many hoops. In the denomination I was licensed with, I jumped through so many hoops, my legs just couldn't take it anymore. I was so tired. I was so worn out, all the hoops and stuff, and I was thinking there's got to be an easier way. And then I was on the internet and I ran into John Crowder, I downloaded a podcast called Yearn Faint Cry, and just for the, it was a fly, but just for the heck of it, I noticed that there was, a few weeks back, a friend told me about some book that he read called The New Mystics, and it was life-changing for him. And he mentioned John Crowder, but it was kind of like on the back burner of my mind. And then I was at my parents', and I went to Yearn Faint Cry, because I heard there was Heidi Baker and different really cool podcasts. And I noticed that there were some video podcasts, and I was like, wow, I've never tried out a video podcast. And I saw the name John Crowder, 4 Levels of Prayer. And it's like, that name kind of sounds familiar. I downloaded it, and as soon as I saw that guy, it's like, wow, this is awesome. I mean, I'd never seen Christianity like this, where you can just be crazy and have fun and be weird, because I was born weird, man. I've been weird since day one, and it's like, wow, I can be weird with God. This is cool. You know that God's okay with weird? It was just a whole world open up. In fact, I got a revelation of that you can play with God earlier, about a year earlier, with Todd Bentley in the CD Marinating in the Presence. And the last track, he said you can play in the anointing. And I got hit with the revelation, a whole world opened up to me, that I could play with God, where that whole part of who I am could be included with God, or God could be included with that. And I started getting so high and jacked up in the glory by being able to be myself and not having to put on this like real weird religious mask where I'm like shaking in unhealthy fear about God, but I could have the freedom to play and enjoy God. Well, anyhow, the first Ecstatics meeting in Santa Cruz, I went to that and got destroyed for traditional church. There was so much fun and excitement, body surfing or crowd surfing or whatever you call it, where you're carried above people across the crowd and people are dressed weird and enjoying God and excited about everything that He did. And I just got destroyed, and in a good way. But then what happened was okay, you guys, you can say that I'm running from my problems, or you can judge me. It's up to you. I'm just gonna be completely honest with everybody here. Okay? Basically, I look at where I lived in Vancouver, Washington. That's where all of my family, extended family, because I see my intimate family as my wife and kids. But anyhow, I guess you'd call it extended family. It just started getting so flipping weird living in the same town. I like to look at it as my Nazareth. But it just started getting so flipping weird because it was expected to get together regularly. But I was seen as someone that was what it is like way off track. The way that me and my wife and kids, the path that we're on, like spiritually and with schooling, because even the way that we school kind of mirrors the way that we're doing church, where it's extremely like natural and extremely from the inside out, very spontaneous and laid back. I like to look at the way, I'm not like forcing it on anyone. I guess is where I feel like I fit in is I call it casual Christianity, where it's very casual and very natural and very relational and very like just community. But in Washington, I was having drunken parties in my house, and some people were into like institutional church and some weren't. And we were all good and okay with it. I didn't push my stuff and they didn't push their stuff. We just loved each other, and it was very community. We just loved each other, and wherever each person is called, whatever they enjoy, and anyhow, that's the way that my wife and I do schooling, and even with parenting, where it's from the inside out, extremely relational. But it just got really weird trying to function in the same town. And I just was really stoked and jacked up and excited about being my own family with my own priorities and own I just wanted to be my own family. Even in Genesis where it says the husband leaves his parents and cleaves to his wife, and I know that there's a place where we can, through relationship, where naturally, like, opinions can be shared. But there's this place where it can be where there's almost like no honor, and we try to push and force things on one another. And I'm real careful not to do that, where everything is just very free and natural, and the unity is a unity of spirit and not doctrines and opinions and stuff. Of course, I'm focused on just giving out truth as the Spirit gives it to me, and I'm very careful not to give anything out reactive, but to always just give out revelation naturally. And if the person wants to receive it, they can. If they don't, that's fine too. But I don't want to get focused on reacting to anything negative, because that can be a diversion. But I want to stay in that place where everything's light, and where I desire to be a place that's refreshing, and grace focused and not sin focused. But anyhow, we came down here, and I feel like it's been a year of refreshing. Financially, it's been crazy because I believe that we have all of heaven's resources, and we are prospering. I'm trying to make sense out of all this. I just know that the cost of living, along with what I was making at Disneyland, and ending up having to get a second job, I was still actually making less than my requirements to survive here. And I'm just gonna believe that God has something amazing, and things are just gonna blow up when it comes to the monetary part. But anyhow, Matt Spinks in Fort Wayne, Indiana, he invited me to go to the Shakar Festival, and they have a community where there is so much love and everything, and people living in these big farmhouses, and the cost of living is flipping cheaper than cheap. You could buy a big farmhouse for $60,000. I don't want to base decisions on on lack on my part or anything. I'm feeling a lot of glory on this, just connecting with that community, and I just love them so much, and we're just so excited to just hang with them, and just there's such an exhilaration when I'm hanging with them. There was a night where just walking through that neighborhood, and it just started getting so psychedelic, and I could hear the cicadas making their, just singing in the night. And you know, I just felt like I was in heaven, and I just feel like that's our home for the time being. But I love all of you guys everywhere, and I love California. I love the climate, and I love everybody at Good News. And I love Disneyland. I feel like I'm going through a season where we'll be over at Fort Wayne. To get there, I mean, if anyone wants to bless us, I mean, just through loving us or monetarily, you know, just whatever God puts on your heart. I love all of you guys. I love this movement of just living out of the finished works. But so I want to stay in contact with everybody on this planet that's just living out of this glory realm. Alright, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.